We are now in Module 1.4, and our vocabulary words for today are degree and descending order. So let's talk about degree first. Every polynomial is said to have a degree. The word degree means the value of the biggest or highest exponent on the variable. So when we're talking about a degree, we're talking about an exponent, and I know you all have knowledge of exponents. They're the little superscripts that are connected to either numbers or variables. When we talk about a degree, we're talking about that exponent, that superscript, that's connected to the variables only. And it's the highest, the biggest one, which we call the degree. So if you look at your notes, our first example of our polynomial is 6x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3x minus 7. And it says that polynomial is to degree 3. Let's understand why. Well, let's look for the exponents. On the letter x, there's a superscript of 3. On the second x, there's a superscript of 2. On the third x, we do not see an exponent, so it's understood to be the number 1. Because if you write the letter x, that means there's 1 there. So if we look at those three exponents, 3, 2, 1, the highest one is the number 3. So we would say this polynomial is degree 3. If we look at our next polynomial, which is called a binomial because it's only 2 terms. If we look at our first term, negative 9y, again, there's a variable y. I do not see an exponent, so it's understood to be the number 1. So that term has an exponent of 1. If you look at the next term, 3, there is no variable listed there. So when we talk about the degree of the polynomial, we talk about the exponent on the variable. There's only one variable in that binomial. It's a letter y, and it's understood to have an exponent of 1. So we would say this binomial is degree 1. Okay, our second word is descending order. Now again, let's think about what the word descend means. Descend, like in the elevator, means to go down. So descending order means to start at the top and go down. So it's bigger to smaller. One of the things you're going to learn in algebra is it's very important how you write your final answer. Notation is very important. If you write it incorrectly, it is wrong. In mathematics, in algebra, it is understood when you're writing all your monomials out, they have to go in a specific order, which is called descending order. And descending means to go from the largest exponent to the smallest exponent. And again, those exponents are connected only to the variables, the letters. So when we write a polynomial in descending order, we want to start with the largest exponent to the smallest exponent. So again, if you look at my example up at the top, 6x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3x minus 7. That is written correctly. It is in descending order. The exponent starts with a 3, then goes to a 2, then goes to a 1. And that's what we want. If you look at the binomial I have written, negative 9y plus 3, that is in the correct descending order. The exponent on the y is a 1, and then is followed by the 3, the constant, which has no variable. So that's very important. In our next video, we're actually going to learn how to rewrite our expressions in descending order.